So you probably know much of the story. In 1620, a group of religious separatists, Christians from Europe, make their way on the Mayflower to what is the United States of America today. And they were aiming a little lower on the eastern seaboard, and they hit Massachusetts, Plymouth Rock, and you know the story of survival those first few winters and what became the Pilgrims, and the story of survival with the Indians and Thanksgiving and things like that. Well, I want to take you to the original document that they wrote right there at Plymouth Rock, where they covenanted to each other, where they'd stay together as a community and how they would run their affairs. It's called the Mayflower Compact. I'm reading from microfiche. We actually have the original document still to this day. In the name of God, amen. We whose names are underwritten, the loyal subjects of our dread sovereign Lord, King James, by the grace of God, of England, France, and Ireland, King Defender of the Faith, having undertaken for the glory of God and advancement of the Christian faith, and the honor of our King and country, a voyage to plant the first colony in the northern parts of Virginia. They missed. They hit Massachusetts. Do by these presents, solemnly and mutually in the presence of God and one another, covenant and combine ourselves together into a civil body politic for our better ordering and preservation and furtherance of the ends aforesaid, and by virtue hereof to enact, constitute, and frame such just and equal laws, ordinances, acts, constitutions, and offices from time to time as shall be thought thus most meet and convenient for the general good of the colony, unto which we promise all due submission and obedience. And it goes on with the signatures. Now, the power of the Mayflower Compact is what? They did this for the glory of God and for the advancement of the Christian faith. This from 1620, you don't hear about this much anymore. In fact, not only do you not hear about this much anymore, the school textbooks have changed the language. It's the famous ... that you see in documents. I'm reading from the New School Version textbook, the Mayflower Compact as it's seen there. We, whose names are underwritten, having undertaken ... a voyage to plant the first colony in the northern part of Virginia, and it goes on and on. Do you see what they removed there with the ... dots? Undertaken for the glory of God and the advancement of the Christian faith. ... Very convenient. Now, of course, the argument can be made that it's, for brevity, that they need to shorten this document for purposes of the textbook, or very purposely, there was a ... right there on about 10 words. I pull another textbook source, and I got this from wallbuilders.org, the textbook. We whose names are underwritten, ... do by these presents solemnly and mutually in the presence of God and one another covenant and combine ourselves together in a civil body politic. It goes on from there. Again, the mention of God in the presence of God, but we removed in the ... have undertaken for the glory of God and the advancement of the Christian faith. My point here is nothing more than the Mayflower Compact is an incredible, very short document from 1620 that is one of the foundational documents for the establishment of the colonies, what later became the United States of America. But also I want to bring about the revisionist tone in history today. And this ability to tweak things in our textbooks over a couple decades period of time by inserting a very convenient ... or brackets, or just basically removing original documents altogether. So look for primary source documentation of the great foundational documents of our country because they are profound. They do establish wonderful principles that became constitutional form of Republican government here in the United States of America. The Mayflower Compact, read it for yourself today.